Welcome to another episode of McRae Center Broadcasting. I'm Darius Melbon, and today we're going to talk about some Lee's McRae athletics, along with a very hot topic, the Colin Kaepernick situation with him not voting. So hopefully it's a very good show. You can subscribe on our YouTube channel, McRae Center, and you can follow us on Instagram, and you can just follow us on Facebook as well. I thank you for everybody that's been supporting us. It's been a really good show so far, and can't wait for what's going to happen in the future. And like I said, you can comment below and give us any suggestions of what you want us to talk about in the future. Or if you see us on campus, you can tell us right then and there. So we're going to start off the show with Colin Kaepernick. So basically, Colin Kaepernick, we all know he did a protest against police brutality against African Americans and oppression. He basically said he's going to kneel and not stand up for the national anthem until he sees change. However, the big dispute is that he did not vote on this past year's election last Tuesday. So a lot of people have been taking heat to that. I agree. I don't understand what the heck he was thinking. For you to complain about how there's so much oppression against African Americans, how there's so many civil things that's going wrong, and for you to want to see change, how could you not, use your most fundamental right, vote? I don't understand that. That's how you commit change. You have to vote. You can't really control other people's opinions and other people's actions. You can't control everything in the world, but the one thing that you can control is your decision when it comes to voting. So for him to do that, I really don't understand. I know a lot of people said they would not talk to him if they saw him. I don't know if I would go that far, but that really makes no sense to me. I don't understand. And honestly, it's very disrespectful. And personally, I know there's a lot of people who actually did not vote. And what I'm going to say about that is I think personally you should vote, even if you do not like the candidates. You could just vote for the third party, or you could just write in the name. You could vote for yourself if you really wanted to, seriously. But just exercising that right is what you need to do. Back in the day, black people didn't even get a chance to vote. Minorities didn't get a chance to vote or even have a voice. So for you not to vote at all is kind of disrespectful to our ancestors for all of what they fought for us. Honestly, that's kind of heartbreaking for me. And then on top of that, the position he was in. I understand if you just you wanted to protest and that's it. But the fact that he protested on the national football team, it was big all across the country. And then he made a strong opinion about how he's not going to stand up until change is committed. And for people to get mad and think that he's protesting against, the military and what they fight for us about and all that, and for you just not to vote out of the blue and then announce it, it's not fair. That's pretty much telling everybody that followed him, okay, we won't change this and that, but we don't have to vote. That makes no sense to me. How can you sit there and tell somebody that you want to commit change, but yet you're not voting and taking that first step to change? It makes no sense to me. I really don't know what else to say about it. Honestly, the big thing is I don't know why he said anything at all. If you're not going to vote, don't vote and don't say nothing. The fact that he didn't say, or the fact that he said he didn't vote is mind-boggling to me. That's kind of hypocritical as far as I'm concerned. A lot of what he did kind of meant nothing now, because a lot of people who already had an issue with what he was saying, now they're just okay, he's a hypocrite. Who cares now? He just didn't, he didn't even vote. He didn't even take the opportunity to make change, so why would we care? So just for future reference, if you have a chance to vote and commit change, vote, please. And that goes for whether it's for an election, whether it's for a school class, whether it's for your organization, your job firm, whatever it is, vote. Back in the day, not everybody could vote or have a voice. So just exercising that right is all you really need to do. Even if people don't want to agree with you, having that voice is all that matters. Because when you didn't have a voice, you were hurt, you didn't know what to do, you were scared, and you was upset that you didn't have a voice. But now when you have a voice, you don't do anything about it. Makes no sense. Kind of hypocritical. But that's all I'm going to say about it. I mean, if you want to talk about it with me, I would love to talk about it, but I'm going to pretty much stand with Colin Kaepernick should have voted. I mean, I voted as well. From first time voting, I loved it in 21. Did what I had to do, so vote. So we're going to switch gears to Leeds McRae Athletics. The volleyball squad, women's volleyball squad, actually ended their season this past week on November 8th, and they finished the season 11-18, 7-9 in conference, and they actually lost to Erskine 3-0 on November 8th in the conference tournament. And here's a quick recap. The Leeds McRae College women's volleyball team battled but fell in the opening round of the Conference Carolinas tournament Tuesday evening to the Erskine 3-0. With the loss, the LMC's season comes to a close with a record of 11-18, which is a 3-win improvement from last season. Avalon Licio paced Leeds McRae's offense with 12 kills against the Flying Fleet. Licio, who is one of the seniors who played their final collegiate match Tuesday, finishes her career as a Bobcat with 904 kills. Wow. Additionally, fellow senior Haley Leonard posted a .333 hitting percentage on 16 attempts with 7 kills. Defensively, Alyssa Small led the way with 13 digs, and Madigan Gonzalez paced the Bobcats' efforts on the block with 4. Leeds McRae figures to return a lot of experience to the court for the next season with 12 players scheduled to return. Among the returners are the team's leaders in assists, Courtney Weathersby, aces, Darian Parsons, and digs, Madison Martin. So, good job, women's Leeds McRae volleyball. Unfortunately, y'all did not win, but we still love you. Good job, and better luck next year for the seniors. Haley and Avalon, great job. I enjoyed watching you all 4 years, and I know we all going to miss you, so best of luck to you. And we're going to switch gears to women's basketball. Women's basketball started the season this past weekend, and unfortunately they came out 0-2, but here's a quick recap. They lost to Mars Hill 71-70 November 11th, so that was a very tough loss, of course. And a recap is, despite 21 points from sophomore guard Marquia Stacy, the Leeds McRae's college women's basketball team fell in its season's opener to Mars Hill 71-70, of course, in Bristol, Tennessee. Neither team seemed on point offensively in the opening quarter, as neither team shot above 32%. The Bobcats, however, connected on a trio of shots from long range to stake themselves to a 14-13 lead after the first. Brianna Hartnett paced LMC with a pair of triples in the first frame. Mars Hill rallied to take the lead back in the second quarter behind the play of Paige Chavis and Aaliyah Farmer. The duo for the Lions combined to score 24 of the team's 33 points in the first half to help their team take a 33-31 heading to the locker room. So, of course, they got a little bit of momentum going to the locker room, and I'm sure that's what helped them in the second half. And the Lions kept pushing the tempo in the third quarter, scoring the 20 points compared to 14 of Leeds McRae's to open 53-45 lead. LMC's main offensive weapon in the third was Alexis Amons, who scored 6 points of her 15 points in the stanza. Heading into the fourth and final quarter, the Bobcats needed a rally, and rally they did as they scored 8 of the first 10 points in the quarter to get within 2 of Mars Hill. 55-53, Leeds McRae continued to pressure the Lions and eventually took the lead with just under 6 minutes to play the layup from Stacy to make it 58-57. Both teams battled over the final 6 minutes of play, and both had times when they held the lead. Unfortunately for the Bobcats, Mars Hill connected on the three-pointer with just over a minute remaining to make it 71-68. Jordan Soares got the Bobcats within 71-70 within 37 seconds thanks to a pair of free throws, but that was close as LMC got as the Lions held on for the 1-point win. So unfortunately they lost at first, but they still played well. I did watch it online. We had a game as well, so I watched it online for them, and they did pretty good. I'm really impressed. They got a lot of potential, and unfortunately, they lost their second game as well, November 12th. They lost to Tusculum 63-57, so another close game. Here's a recap. The Leeds McRae's college women's basketball team dropped to 0-2 of the season after a 63-57 loss to Tusculum Saturday afternoon in Bristol. Freshman Jordan Soares led LMC with 16 points and 9 rebounds, while Bria Forbes posted a double-double with 15 points and 10 rebounds. So good job, Bria. The Bobcats started slowly offensively in the opening quarter as they did not score until 3 minutes remaining in the stanza. Tusculum, however, notched 13 points, including 7 from Benedicta McCalla, something like that, in the frame to stake itself to a 13-4 heading to the second. In the second quarter, the Bobcats started to click, shooting 62.5% on 16 attempts. LMC received great production from its bench in the second frame, and Soares scored 8 points, while Brianna Harnett chipped in 7. Despite LMC's improved work on the offensive side, Tusculum kept the advantage heading into halftime, 37-25, thanks to the work from the free throw line, 6 for 7, and three-point range, 2 for 3. The cold shooting that plagued LMC in the opening quarter reared itself again in the third, but on the Pioneers side, Tusculum shot just 1 for 15 from the field and managed just 6 points. The Bobcats, meanwhile, chipped away and eventually took their first lead of the game on the final possession of the quarter. On a layup from Forbes and the Bobcats held that 44-43 lead heading into the final quarter. After the Bobcats took the lead in the closing seconds of the third, Tusculum came out firing to begin the fourth quarter. The Pioneers, 14 of the first 16 in the frame, to lead by as many as 11 points. LMC chipped away to get as close as 5, but that's where the comeback stalled as the Pioneers held on for the 63-57 victory. Lee's McRae will continue non-conference play next Saturday when it travels to take on Young Harris College. Tip-off is set for 1:30 p.m. So, good job, girls. Unfortunately, you lost, but I still we appreciate you. Keep playing, keep hooping. Y'all do y'all thing. And the scoring leaders for the women's basketball team is Stacy with 13.5 points a game, Soares with 13 points a game, and Forbes with 11 points a game. So, that's pretty solid numbers for the top 3 scorers. So, good job. And I'm going to switch it up a little bit to men's basketball. And since I'm on the basketball team, this is a little personal. You know, of course, since I'm on the team, I want us to do good, but unfortunately, we lost both games this weekend. However, we are improving, so good job, team. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I think we're going to do really good things this year. So let's just keep it up, play hard all the time. And November 11th, we lost to Tusculum 85-81. Here's a recap. Tusculum College used a late rally to knock off the Lee's McRae College men's basketball team Friday evening to open the 2016-2017 season. 85-81, of course. Lee's McRae used an efficient offense of 47% to take a 43-32 lead into halftime. In addition to the Bobcats' work offensively, they were also very opportunistic, turning 13 turnovers by Tusculum into 15 points on the other end of the floor. The Bobcats also received stellar production from the bench in the opening half of 22 points. Rashad Felton led these efforts with 5 points overall. Sedadontress Wilson paced LMC with 8 points in the first. After managing 32 points in the opening half, Tusculum found another gear in the second, scoring 53 points to rally past the Bobcats and pick up the win, 85-81. The Pioneers did the majority of their work late in the contest as LMC led by 8 points, 80-72. With 2 minutes and 19 seconds left remaining. Corey Fagan knocked down a pair of 3-pointers, and Tusculum went perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line to complete the comeback. Junior LaPriest Lynch paced LMC in several categories Friday, leading the way in points, 13 points, 6 assists, and tied for the team lead in steals with 3 and 6 rebounds. In addition to Lynch, Sedadontress Wilson and Dante Falls reached double figures in scoring with 11 and 10 points respectively. Like I said, that was a really good game. Unfortunately, we could not hold the freaking lead. I was so upset. We all were upset. We played real. I ain't gonna say we played the best, but we played well. We did what we needed to do, and just unfortunately, we could not come up with the win. But it hurt, and it allowed us to play with more energy coming into the next game. And that's one of those losses that if you take advantage of that loss and you learn from it, it would definitely help you out in the long run. So that's it for that game. So The next day, on November 12th, we unfortunately the basketball team lost to Lincoln Memorial 94-66. However, Lincoln Memorial, for people who don't know, they're the number 2 team in the nation. They're very, very good. They have a lot of big men that can play. They can hoop. They got guards that are very solid, and also they are moving up to Division I next year. So you can tell that they are a program. Sorry about that. That they are a program, and they're very efficient and really good at what they do. So. Here's a recap. The number 2 Lincoln Memorial handed the Lees McRae College men's basketball team its second straight loss to begin the 2016-17 season. Saturday afternoon in Greenville, Tennessee, 94-66. The Bobcats were led by LaPriest Lynch and Jordan Turner, who both had 14 points. Shout out to Jordan Turner. You're my roommate. Good job, man. Appreciate you. You're cool. And the 14 points by Turner marked a new career high. Lees McRae started fast against the second-ranked Rail Splitters, getting out to a 7-0 lead. LMU, however, came back to take the lead with just over 12 minutes to go in the half, 16-15. Lincoln Memorial closed out the opening half on a 9-3 run to go into the locker room with a 40-30 lead. After halftime, Lincoln Memorial found another gear and scored 54 points and shot 65.5% from the floor and on its way to a 94-66 victory over the Bobcats. Lynch and Turner did most of their damage offensively in the second half. Lynch scored 12 of his 14 in the second, while Turner scored 10 of his afternoon's total in the frame. The Bobcats will return to action Tuesday evening when they take on Winston-Salem State on the road. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. So, like I said, we played really well against Lincoln Memorial. However, they overpowered us. They're very good, very talented, very skilled, and they're a program. They did what they needed to do. And but however, we're going to take the losses for what they are. We're going to get to that next step, and hopefully we can come up with a win against Winston-Salem State. And hopefully I see you there, Stephen A. Smith. I did a shout-out on the first tape video. Hope to see you there since that's your alma mater. So we'll see if you come. If not, you can be scared and not show up. You just stay behind camera and all that. Anyways, leading the team in points is Lynch with 13.5 per game, 5 points per game. Falls 11.5 points per game, and Turner 10 points per game. So that's solid numbers from the 3 top scorers. And that's it for this show. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Like I said, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook, of course. And keep it chill like that. And thank you for watching. Stay blessed. And talk to you soon. Peace.